Do not wear these colors after the age of 68. Colors that are making you look older and how to choose better tones. As you gazed in the mirror, have you ever had the experience of feeling older or more exhausted than you actually are? As we progress through our 60s and beyond, certain hues that used to make us shine can begin to act against us in a subtle way, diminishing our natural glow and adding years to our appearance without our even being aware of it. It is in this video that we will be revealing 8 distinct colors after the age of 60 you should steer clear of if you want to keep your youthful, bright, and fresh appearance. Individually, each one has the potential to imperceptibly age you, yet even minor adjustments to your wardrobe can help you appear years younger, more vibrant, and more alive. Stay tuned until the very end because you will not only discover which colors to avoid, but you will also learn how to select shades that bring out the finest in your skin tone without making you feel as like you have to completely revamp your wardrobe. Now, let's get something going. Is the first tones of beige and taupe. One of the most typical color blunders that people make after the age of 60 is to lean too heavily toward beige and taupe colors. These gentle neutrals may give the impression of being safe or sophisticated. Nonetheless, they have the potential to steal the warmth from your complexion, leaving you looking as though you have been washed out. With age, our skin naturally loses part of its radiance, which can make us seem tired and older than we actually are. In addition, when you combine that softer complexion with subdued, low-energy colors such as beige, the result can be a flattened appearance that draws attention to every shadow, fine line, and uneven tone. Researchers in the field of psychology who deal with color perception have discovered that people are drawn to contrast. We are able to detect life and freshness through this method. The tendency for your face to blend into the backdrop, rather than standing out with a healthy and energetic energy, can be caused by clothing that blends too closely with your skin tone and does not provide the required pop of color. Consider Carol, a woman from Michigan who is 72 years old and used to love beige sweaters and coats with a sandy tone during her younger years. She believed that she was achieving an appearance that would be iconic and enduring. However, when she began wearing more luxurious creams, soothing blues, and coral tones, people instantly began remarking that she appeared to be more lively and even happy than before. The purchase of a totally new wardrobe was not the issue at hand. The selection of colors that expressed the brightness that was still present in her was the deciding factor. This does not mean that you have to completely give up neutral tones if you are a fan of them. Simply select some variations that have a little bit more liveliness. In spite of this, you can still achieve a neutral foundation by using warm ivory, soft camel, or muted sage. These shades will not strip your face of more color, no matter what age you are. One of the quickest ways to allow your true beauty come through is to choose colors that raise you up rather than bring you down. Color is one of the simplest tools you have to change how people perceive you, and it offers you the opportunity to modify how others view you. Mustard yellow comes in at number 2. There is a possibility that mustard yellow had its day in the fashion world, but after the age of 60, it can be one of the most difficult hues to wear elegantly. The undertone of mustard yellow is subdued and murky, which is something that can readily emphasize sallowness or unevenness in skin that is getting older. This is what makes mustard yellow tough to use. The naturally occurring golden tones in our complexion frequently become less pronounced or shift as we become older. Mustard yellow has the ability to reflect and amplify any dullness, making you appear more exhausted, more serious, and obviously older than you actually are. This is in contrast to yellow, which has the ability to enhance our skin. It has been observed by color psychologists that muted yellows have a tendency to produce a perceptual heaviness. When they are worn close to the face, they do not raise your features, rather, they pull them downward, drawing attention to shadows and defects that could otherwise go unnoticed. Take for example Joyce, a woman from Oregon who was 74 years old and adored the colorful appearance of mustard scarves and blouses. However, when she made the transition to yellows that were brighter and cleaner, such as daffodil or light buttercream, she discovered that her complexion seemed instantaneously more radiant, clear, and full of life. She even had friends who wondered whether she had begun a new skincare routine. But in actuality, it was only the power of a better color choice that was responsible for her transformation. In the event that you are a fan of warm tones, you can surely nevertheless make use of them. Nevertheless, rather than mustard, you should use warm, soft golds or sunny light yellows because they bring a radiance to your face without dragging it down. In certain situations, it is not necessary to give up a color family. It is more about discovering the shade within it that still loves you back than it is about getting love. I would appreciate it if you could use the second comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Now, let's proceed with our plans. Ashy grays come in at number 3. It is true that gray can be smart, modern, and stylish, but not all grays are created equal. Particularly after the age of 60, your skin and hair can lose their natural warmth if you have ashy grays, which are characterized by a chilly, flat undertone. This can cause you to appear paler, more exhausted, and years older than you actually are. One of the natural effects of having silver or white hair is that it reduces the contrast in our overall appearance. The combination of that softness with an outfit that is ashy gray might cause everything to blend together too much, resulting in an appearance that is washed out and lacks the life and presence normally associated with it. As we go into the next phase of our lives, we want to carry on. The significance of contrast in preserving a young appearance is a topic that is frequently discussed by visual specialists. It is possible for your features to lose their definition and your vitality to appear lessened if there is not enough separation between the clothing you wear and your natural coloring. This is true even if you feel vivid and alive on the inside. Patricia, a 68-year-old woman from Pennsylvania, used to prefer ashy gray jackets and trousers. She still has this preference. When she changed her hair color to a warmer charcoal gray or a medium slate with a subtle blue undertone, her complexion became instantaneously brighter, her hair became more radiant, and her smile became more prominent. There was nothing about her that had changed much. Simply put, she allowed the appropriate hues to do the work for her. In the event that you are one of the many people who adore gray, you do not have to give it up. Choose grays that have a little bit of depth, richness, or a dash of warmth to them. These are the tones that offer sufficient contrast to keep your face and hair elegantly framed. If you want to keep the light that you carry inside, your wardrobe should not dim it but rather support it. Additionally, selecting the appropriate shade of gray can be an effective and modest method of ensuring that light is able to find its way through. The fourth option is to use light pastel colors such as baby blue or powder pink. Baby blue, powder pink, and mint green are examples of soft pastels that can give the impression of being attractive and innocent. However, when worn close to the face after the age of 60, they frequently cause more harm than help. These very light and muted colors have the potential to completely fade you out, particularly if your natural coloring has become more subdued as you become older. Pale pastels have the potential to make the skin appear dull, the eyes appear less distinct, and the natural contours of the face appear less defined. This is because they do not contribute brightness. There is more to it than just a taste for hue. It all comes down to how these tones combine with the depth and maturity that your skin has acquired over the course of your life. The use of a little bit more saturation and a little bit more vitality in the colors that surround mature skin is something that color consultants frequently point out as being beneficial to mature skin. In spite of the fact that pastels look stunning on toddlers and very young people, they frequently lack the thickness that is required to complement the depth of experience that is engraved into the face of an adult. Consider the case of Harold, A man from Virginia who was 70 years old and usually wore light blue dress shirts because he believed that they made him appear more warm and friendly. It was instantly apparent that his complexion appeared to be healthier. His eyes appeared brighter, and his grin became more obvious when he switched to somewhat darker tones such as sky blue, soft teal, and even subtle navy. The influence was clear. Despite the fact that it was not a significant alteration, you are still able to take pleasure in lighter hues even if you are drawn to them. Simply search for adaptations that have a little bit more depth. You could attempt a deep rose or warm coral instead of a powder pink that is really light. Instead of using baby blue, you may consider using a middle tone aqua or a periwinkle color. Picking colors that have a little bit more body and energy does not make you feel overwhelmed. Rather, it helps you feel supported. Your vitality is brought to light. Your presence is celebrated, and others are invited to observe not just your style but also your spirit through this garment. I would appreciate it if you could use the 4th comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Let's proceed with our plans now. 5. A dark brown colored number. Even while dark brown is commonly considered to be a rich and grounding color, it can accidentally age your looks after the age of 60 by giving you a heavy appearance that makes your features appear less prominent. Dark brown, on the other hand, has a tendency to absorb light without giving much back, in contrast to black, which provides striking contrast or warm earth tones that can include shine. When it is worn close to the face, particularly on jackets, sweaters, or scarves, it has the potential to throw shadows that can have the effect of deepening creases, making your expression more rigid, and giving the impression that your skin is more weary than it actually is. Researchers in the field of color discuss light reflectivity, which refers to the way in which particular colors reflect light back onto the face. Dark brown, particularly if it is matte or lacks texture, reflects very little, which can result in a subdued and even severe appearance that does not reflect the vitality and friendliness that is still present in your expression. Consider Susan, a woman from Ohio who was 66 years old and had a wardrobe that was stuffed with jackets and shirts in the color espresso. Not only did she discover that her skin appeared to be in better health once she started using warmer tones, such as burnt orange, deep olive, or soft cinnamon, but she also noted that people seemed to be more receptive and warm when they spoke to her. The issue was not one of vanity, rather, it was one of visibility. This does not mean that you have to completely avoid brown, however. Using lighter and warmer shades of brown, such as camel, bronze, or chocolate, can help to soften your features while still providing that traditional and grounded sense. As we get older, our objective is not to blend in, rather, we want to maintain our visibility, our self-assurance, and our whole presence. Choosing the proper hue is not about shouting, rather, it is about highlighting, supporting, and allowing the person wearing it to shine without being distracted. Shades of burgundy and wine come in at number 6. These dark red tones can accidentally highlight the very characteristics that we prefer to hide as we get older. Despite the fact that burgundy, maroon, and deep wine shades may appear to be selections that are sophisticated and mature, these hues have a tendency to amplify the natural redness that is present in the skin, which can make conditions such as broken capillaries, blotchiness, or rosacea more evident. It is possible that these hues will make the appearance of inflammation or uneven tone appear more pronounced, particularly in the cheeks and around the nose, for those of us who have skin that becomes more sensitive or reactive with time. According to color psychology, red foundation hues elicit intensity and boldness, which may be powerful in small doses. However, when worn near the face in deep, saturated tones, they might conflict with your features rather than complement them. This is because red base hues are a color that is associated with the color red. What is the end result? It's possible that you appear more flushed, more serious, or even more exhausted than you actually are by appearance alone. In the past, Joanne, who is 73 years old and is from New Mexico, would frequently wear a burgundy cardigan to formal occasions. However, when she decided to switch to a dusty rose wrap with a gentle sheen, she experienced a difference in her appearance. As a whole, her disposition appeared to be lighter, her eyes appeared brighter, and her skin appeared clearer. Her sophistication was not diminished in any way. The only thing she did was select a variant of it that worked well with her skin rather than against it. There are gentler possibilities that still add warmth, but lighten the visual weight, such as soft plum, rosewood, or subdued raspberry. If rich red tones are a component of your style, you might examine these options. These continue to provide elegance, but they do not have the harshness that might cause your whole style to become more dated. The purpose of color should never be to conceal. Harmony ought to be the focus of this, and sometimes, all it takes to bring out a version of yourself that feels more alive, more confident, and more fully seen is to tweak your reds by just a few shades, just a little bit. I would appreciate it if you could use the 6th comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Now, let's proceed with our plans. 7th, hues that are either fluorescent or very brilliant. You might be able to attract attention with neon pinks, electric blues, and highlighter greens, but after the age of 60, these colors rarely flatter. These hues, which are excessively bright, have the potential to override the natural softness of aging skin, so producing a striking contrast that pulls attention away from your face and into the clothing itself. The skin tone, hair color, and facial characteristics of an individual have a tendency to grow more subdued as they age. That transition is not properly matched by neon colors. They are fighting against it. When this occurs, the end result is typically a harsh artificial effect that makes your skin appear more fragile, your expression more stern, and your whole appearance less accessible. They add that high-intensity hues reflect abnormal light onto the face, which magnifies every wrinkle and fine line. Color harmony experts explain that this phenomenon occurs. Instead of producing a light, they increase texture, and they do it in a manner that is not pleasant to the touch. Consider the case of Linda, a 69-year-old woman from Arizona who used to like a vivid lime green scarf that she had purchased while on vacation. Yet when she switched it out for a gentle sage green, she suddenly became aware of something that was understated yet potent. Her complexion appears to be more even, her smile is more radiant, and the entire ensemble has a more authentic feel to it. It did not yell, but rather it did support. That is the main point. There is a good chance that you are not being helped by a hue that is becoming more prominent than you. It's not always the case that boldness means brightness. It is possible to imply sincerity, kindness, and a quiet confidence, even if you are one of the many people who prefer wearing color. You do not have to give up that habit. Just be sure to stick to tones that are rich and grounded, such as deep teal rather than neon blue and warm coral rather than neon pink hues. These colors continue to convey enthusiasm and individuality, but they do so in a way that lifts your face rather than draining it of its vitality. Instead of rewriting your tale, colors should serve to frame it. Additionally, when you select hues that are in harmony with your current energy and tone, people will stop seeing the garments and begin to notice you instead. The 8th spot, a flawless white. At first look, pure white may appear to be the epitome of simplicity and freshness. Nevertheless, around the age of 60, it actually has the potential to be extremely merciless. White that is bold and dazzling reflects light in a way that draws attention to every shade, line, and uneven tone on the face. This results in the appearance of skin that is thinner and more washed out. Pure white can generate an excessive amount of contrast, drawing attention to defects and textures that would otherwise blend in with your natural expression. This is in contrast to the effect of pure white, which is to provide a clean and young glow, in addition to drawing attention to things that you do not desire to highlight. It also diverts attention away from the warmth and vibrancy that are still very much a part of you. When working with senior clientele, stylists frequently recommend that they switch from pure white to softer alternatives like as ivory, cream, warm beige, or even a very light dove gray, in spite of the fact that they continue to have a fresh and brilliant sensation. These hues reflect a gentler and more gentle light onto the face, which helps to blur blemishes and brings a warm and pleasing glow to the complexion. Take for example Margaret, a woman from North Carolina who is 75 years old and used to be a huge fan of wearing clean white shirts. The moment she made the transition to soft ivory and buttercream tops, she noticed a change in her appearance. She had always believed that they made her look polished and professional. Even though she did not alter anything else about her routine, her skin appeared to be smoother, her eyes appeared to be warmer, and she appeared to be more rested. It is not necessary for you to give up bright hues if you adore the way they seem. For all intents and purposes, you need to be a little more cautious about the kind of light that you allow to penetrate your skin. Selecting whites with a softer texture does not diminish your presence, rather, it accentuates you. It makes your face appear more attractive by creating a frame that is simple and pleasing, allowing your innate beauty to shine through rather than your clothes. In a world that sometimes encourages harshness in the name of style, there is significant power in choosing compassion instead of harshness. A straightforward choice to tone down the hues that are dearest to your heart can be the first step in achieving this goal. Lastly, some thoughts. As the video for today comes to a close, I would like you to take a moment to reflect on the 8 colors that we have discussed. Which of these had the most impact on you? With regard to your own clothing, which one do you feel you are ready to reconsider? We would be delighted to hear from you beginning today. So please write a comment below in which you share one thing that you have learned and how you intend to put it to use in order to revitalize your style and celebrate the lively and self-assured person that you are at this moment. Keep in mind that altering your color palette does not require you to adhere to strict guidelines or give up your own unique sense of style. It is about selecting hues that are uplifting, that represent your inner energy, and that assist you in presenting the most brilliant and best version of yourself to the world. Every decision you make, whatever insignificant it may seem, such as the color of a shirt or scarf, has the potential to either add years to your age or roll them away. The finest aspect is that you are always in charge of making that decision all the time. We appreciate you being here with us today. It would be wonderful if you could get in touch with us. Please leave a comment below and tell us about one item you discovered today and how you intend to put it to use in your life right now. We place a high value on your opinions, so please do not be reluctant to share them with us. Our inspiration and encouragement are greatly increased as a result of reading your remarks. I would appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it to be informative and enjoyable. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. We appreciate you taking the time to watch, and we hope to see you in the future video.